the line of lost and find. Ended the game in overtime, drawing of a new design, drilling that one earth of mine. Looking to the outward, speaking roundabout words, absurd, blurred to the curb, walking along the verge.
Hey everybody, what is happening? Ish back with some more Madden 17 Ultimate Team content, and today we are in the lab actually playing against my bro Cephalon. That's normally who I lab with, is my real life brother. It's just at the time we can at least hang out and do some stuff, so I normally set the lab aside with him, and then gives us time to do whatever and talk and find new stuff. And that's what I want to get at here with real quick today. Didn't really have anything out there besides just talking about this in a sense. I would really recommend that everybody adds this element to their game, which is just going into practice mode first to find offensive plays, and then defense is a little bit trickier because of the fact that the game kind of works different between practice mode and then the actual game mode. Some blitzes will work there, not transfer over, and vice versa. And as you see here, I am now finding something new. I'm not going to release this just yet, but I will very shortly. I just need to get some game practice. I don't want to, this should work because this is a head-to-head, but, I want to make sure it works in the MUT stuff also when you're going out there making matches. I see we're getting the pressure on the outside. Now, we're working a couple different things here. I'm trying to get us a 3-4 formation that we can work out of. I've covered a ton of nickel 2-4-5 and nickel 3-5 wide stuff already, so we'll want to go out now and get at least some 3-4 stuff for any of the guys that need a better run, formations and defenses and stuff you can get out of. And Demarius, man, doing that, you see on that one, he just dove into himself. Now we're not trying. No one. Points and scores don't matter. Actually, we actually did a couple games. Second one, we just made sure not to score just to keep it going overtime longer and all that. And then like when we play, typically one of us will, we'll just take turns. One will quit out, and then that way, we don't have to worry about the loss and all that. Nobody gets all butthurt when you're playing. You can actually go and lab up. And as you see, even when he's finding ways to hit underneath on this defense, and he was running similar ones. We're trying to, both find some stuff out of the book, as he's got a looping blitz coming in. But the good thing about the blitz I was using up on my side there is a lot of the underneath passes and those short 5-yard passes or less, you're going to get hit sticks, a lot of hit sticks, and that's what I like about finding blitzes that can do that. Now, I do want to get a couple that are going to be coming up the middle. I've got one that I've sliding in there, but it's not one that I came up with, so I don't want to put anything out that I didn't. But there's one I've been picking up, and I'll see if I can find some stuff out of the formation that I'm working out of here, and that'll cover that, because I think that having them good looping blitzes coming in, or because people are so used to only seeing stuff around the outside. That's all that you see. Most blitzes, like 90% of the blitzes in the game at least are just going to be edge heat. So I want to get a couple of those going. But as you see, that one's looping around very nicely, man. That's that one, that we're working there. So it was about 3 or 4 different ones we were working in here. But I'm going to get set on one and start put into the game, and then try to get the other ones consistent. Because as I'm working through these schemes, you can see which way is going to be better. Because sometimes you can find blitzes that work even as far as like crashing D-line example up and then even left and shifting. The blitzing in this year is really not that hard. As some people, if they're not doing it, they just weren't really trying to figure stuff out, because when you're pressing and then just like blitzing a nickel cornerback, maybe and shading maybe the defensive line out, crashing out, and that stuff like that. Simple stuff like that will work against a lot of formations. And as we're trying to go out there, you can see, well, I got this one working consistently as we're bringing that over and over again on the side. As I start bringing that, I start figuring out, well, you can actually even take the defensive end on the left-hand side, put him in coverage to give yourself coverage on both ends. It's just like stuff like that we want to come and see. But as you see, though, the blitz here that we've got coming, that we got working, it comes in, it's mean, it's fast, we're blocking the running backs on almost every one of these plays, so you're gonna have to, let's use it right. You're gonna have to go and slide to do this, to stop these, as you would with most blitzes. But people, it's up to them whether or not they come up with that. Me, I don't really have a problem with that. I mean, if you couldn't just have it always be you need to bring more guys than they block to get in, the game would just not work. You shouldn't have to bring 8, 7, 8 guys if they're blocking 6 or 7. There's got to be ways around it as long as you can counter it with the offense. With a slide protect, I'm fine. It's just the plays that everybody knows that are really hard, and it seems like no matter what you do in the slide protect, like the plays seem just to really mess with it. And those are the ones that like a nickel blitz 2 for some of the year for some people, stuff like that. People tend to not like. I just really prefer to go into a lab session and find my own blitzes though. Find my own offense. And I highly recommend, if you're not doing it now in 18, to do it. It keeps you'll be sharper when you play the game. Everybody has time. They just don't like giving up time to do this stuff. They want to just look it up and find out what other people do, and that'll help. But I think to get better at the game, it's really good for everybody to go in there and have those practice sort of things where you don't have to worry about trying to win, and you can go and just have somebody where you just work on a set amount of plays and try and get something accomplished.